Welcome everybody to Two Man Power Trip, the Black Man Starting a Nerd Lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, co-host?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Yeah, Big Zilla and the 5'3" Illa from Tokyo, Black
Take
Anime
me back.
Podcast number 202 in the building. Yeah, send us on a safer plane over there so we can enjoy everything of the return festivities. Indeed.
For real, bro, for real. I'm ready to go.
Yep. But on that note, this is the Black History Month finale episode. Black. We still black in the building, still black all the time, but we are saying farewell to Black History Month circa tomorrow into Saturday and stuff like that. You know, shortest month of the year and whatnot. But hey, we are here. We are doing it up. We are doing it indeed, man. So on that note, let's get into some vibe, guys. How is your weekend, work week, and all of the above since last recording, man?
My weekend was interesting. So I've been starting my journey with upgrading things on the car.
Okay, cool.
So I wanted to upgrade the radio so to get like car playing Android Auto. So I got a car, I got a unit, got everything to work, safe for sound. Went back and forth with the manufacturer trying different things, only to find out that this radio is not compatible with my car.
Ah, fool.
So I had to send that one. That one is going back, and I had to get another one, and that one should be here on Saturday.
Okay,
so we got to do it again.
All right, so kicking off March with hopefully a better system in the sound department. That's good.
Yeah. Other than that, I chilled, took care of some household stuff, regular day. The work week, it's been up and down. Kind of busy, then quiet. Then busy, then quiet.
That I hear, man.
Yeah. So today was one of the more quiet days. So it was chill.
Okay. That's what's up.
Next week is just gonna be busy.
Oh shit. Oh so calm before the storm. Yeah. Shit. And I hear that though. My weekend was based really around trying to figure out to get Kenya it's her first seeing of where the new spot is and stuff like that. So I had to take it through the Metro North system and stuff like that. Having her figure that out, that was truly a mess in it itself. And I don't know, her journey finna get crazy, man.
How did that go?
That journey was it was happening for sure. After all the stairs to get to that spot and then get to the Metro North itself and getting the ticket and then the travel to the spot and then getting out there, and there's more. Honestly, from her range to her house all the way to the area, like walking up, she's got at least like I want to say 8 different flights of stairs to walk up. Like when you talk about like at the train stop she gets off of, there's already like 4 sets of stairs she's got to walk up, and then at the Metro North there's like another subset of stairs if you can't fight your way through the elevator itself, and then getting to the spot there's another set of stairs. It's like her carrying stuff and going through all them stairs, her knees gonna go crazy. It's just
sounds like Japan.
Yeah. It's like just that place, and then the area in general is very different coded. We tried to get some food, but there was different sorts of people that was in different areas and stuff like that didn't make it feel welcome for our melanated skin.
I was gonna say I was surprised, but thinking about where you're going. So yeah.
And we walked up in there. We tried to we looked around for like food spots, and it was just rolling around the people, and you're like, there's nobody of my skin, complexion anywhere. Kind of gives you an iffy feeling, especially at the beginning of nighttime. So that time in general was just strange and stuff like that, and just kind of prepping her mind into all of that stuff like that. So that was the weekend situation, and then shifting over into the week. It was Kenya's sister Serena's birthday and stuff like that. So shout outs to her. We went to Max Brenner's. It was a good time. Good time had by all and stuff like that. It was a good time. Today is actually surviving and working through it, but today is Kenya's second year work anniversary.
Oh
yeah. So yeah, survival and stuff is the key for them 2 years for sure. But hey man, job is a job. But other than that, back in my job per se, we had joint commission pull up and stuff like that. So it's people that's trying to make sure we on our P's and Q's to make sure we get our continued budget in the budget plans and stuff like that. So overall, I think they was only here for like the past 2 days or something like that. So they was, checking up on everybody, keeping their P's and Q's. I think pretty much the information we got back is everything is on the up and up, and we good. So other than that, it was pretty much regular. Yep. So anyways, moving on to the second segment of the evening, we're on the off the cuff discussions. And I just want to generalize this with the quick discussion that we're going to put on the table. And I want you to reflect on an important piece of Black history that could be just anywhere, anything of Black history that pops into your mind that seems any bit of important, from anybody to the smallest level to the highest level of something that was created in the ideal mind for the culture and for the importance of the culture and stuff like that. And my example that I wanted to use for it is DreamCon in general. This was a Black owned and created con from the bottom legit up to where it is in the stadium and stuff like that. It was by a group of majority Black and people of color individuals that just had a dream to create this convention. And this convention is now one of the largest conventions that is ever had. And it feels like an honor of like just Black entity and Black celebrity and anime and everything alike. And it's continued to grow.
You took my answer. Dang it.
Yeah, man. I had mine written down already.
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, it don't got to be current. It could be at any and all times and stuff.
Sure, I could dig that pass. But
sure, it could be restaurants in Harlem too.
Yeah, all the good restaurants out there. Yeah. Our homies at Black Ramen in their karaoke.
Yeah. Their karaoke events, their podcasts, their branding, their merch, getting themselves out there. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
How we use them?
Yeah. So, respect to them. Yeah. Respect to Frankie. You see how much Frankie's out here doing in the business, connecting up with DC and Marvel all alike, and getting the bag from all the stuff like that. You want to see your people grow and stuff and move, and you always got to give respect to them. So shout outs to all our great Black creators for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the first things that popped in my head.
Good. Hey, man. That's good. That's good. All right, so shifting over into our third segment of the evening, we got the Nerd and Reboot news. And the past 2 weeks that we've been off and kind of chilling, there's been a shit ton of things that just came in waves. So let's kick it off with our first. What was your? You can give your non-spoilerish reactions and thoughts to Captain America: Brave New World that we saw about like a week and a half ago.
I've actually had this conversation at work. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same here.
I would have liked that. Might be a spoiler. No, not really. Kind of be a spoiler, something like that. Screw it. It's been enough time. I would like to see Isaiah in the suit. That'd have been nice.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Green Hulk scene that the Red Hulk was there.
Yeah. I mean, it was the Hulk story.
Yeah. So I'm like,
they barely said Bruce's name. That's the crazy part. And this is Bruce's story. A lot of Bruce villains, Bruce story, Bruce dealings and shit like that.
But no Bruce.
Yeah. Big thing I'm gonna give is that Sam stepped up in the role for sure. He feels like Captain America in full. After the little shifting and playing around with whatever they was doing with his marketing for like the hottest minute and stuff like that. But I enjoyed him. And Joaquin Torres and stuff like that. Like them coming together and stuff like that. That felt like a nice team. Him fulfilling a promise in that movie and stuff like that works out and stuff like that. And I'm now here that we finally got this Captain America movie that feels like the ball's rolling, so we can move on to like the actual bigger stuff. Like we're finally getting shit together.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I feel like that overall is our wave, and then overall it was a fun movie. It was nice to kick it back to some kind of street level action to like mixing up into the craziness, but like, man, he was doing some maneuvering out there. So I love that. Yeah. And then Wakanda gave him the nice shit and stuff like that. So hey, man, I'm here for that. Anytime Wakanda giving that love and appreciation and shit like that over, man. We appreciate
it. Joaquin want that Wakanda hookup.
Yeah, man. Shit. I after the way the shit was leaving him. Yeah. He need to go call up old boy Namor. He need to call up them telecons. They want to help some Hispanics out there, man. Come on.
Listen, man. I was like, oh man.
Overall, it was good.
Yeah, I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm ready for the Thunderbolts in May now. So
I sold on that.
I am 100% sold on it.
I'm not sold on it at all.
I am 100% sold on that shit.
I was watching the trailers and I'm just like, oh no, bro, I ain't sold on that one.
I am 100% sold on that movie. Between the people in there, the action that looks like actual pull back to the fucking Winter Soldier like maneuvers and shit like that. Them throwing in this nigga Bob, which I mean they've already showed what he's up to and shit like that. Like I'm here for that shit because that shit look like it's about to crazy. Especially following up with the shit that happened in Captain America 2. I'm interested.
I hope so, but like I said, that trailer and stuff like that. So far, when I seen it, he sold me.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for the trailer. So honestly, at this point, it's gung ho go in and see what's up.
Feeling very Commander-ish about that.
We'll see. So following up on that, have you watched or have you been noticing anything around about Dragon Ball Diamond that's been going down?
Yes.
All right. So I just wanted to bring this bit because I wanted to talk about with tomorrow it being officially the last Daima episode, and that's our last bit of Toriyama that we're getting, like before he passed and stuff like that. And it coincides. I think they said that this episode officially drops like 11:59 in Japan, so it's like 1 minute away from it being like the official day that he died on March 1st. So that all coincides together and stuff like that. But Diamond's like the final thing that we got out of Toriyama, and he has left us with some piece of information, news that has shaken the core of everybody and everything, and he's left us with certain gifts that have shaken up the fandom. Now, if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you ain't know what's going on, you kind of been sleeping under a rock and shit like that, because this is probably waking up people who ain't watched anime in like forever, or people who ain't watched Dragon Ball in forever, or anybody that was just around the vicinity. But like, I mean, yeah, it's been time enough. So F it. He revealed what people, I mean, they haven't said it officially, and we might get confirmation tomorrow in the final episode, but he officially dropped, I mean, canon Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and stuff like that. And this is a time where people have been asking for this shit for like forever. So he's left us with like amazing lasting effects of stuff like that could reach out with just this nice story and everything that he's been doing and stuff like that. And it's nice to see that he left the fandom with like amazing moments and stuff like that he could still like kick it with the best. I don't know if overall like all his family knew around what his health situation is or what was declining while he was working on all this stuff, but like he was like, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna leave y'all with some higher fire hot shit. Like my pen is writing like never before. So I am happy that he left us with this kind of level of diamond stuff like that before he go, because we remember last year about to go to Japan and getting that message directly that Toriyama had passed was crazy. So him doing that lasting effect and that amazing stuff that he did with Daima has definitely shaken the fandom to its core for the most part and stuff like that, which is great to see.
Yeah, going on a high note.
Yeah, it's, you always want to leave your fandom with a little something, and now the estate and his protege and stuff like that has to take it from there and see what we can work with that, because I mean they already said that Dragon Ball gonna keep on rolling.
Yeah, he left his legacy. He left his legacy. He left us with something great.
Yep. And I appreciate that for sure. So following up on that, we got a trailer. I think it dropped sometime this week, if not today or yesterday. We got a trailer for that show that I had brought up a while back, but it's a Watanabe project. So it's by the same guy who did Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, and all that other stuff. His next project is coming up. It's an Adult Swim anime. It's called Lazarus, and we've been hearing about this anime for like the past, I want to say like 2 years that when they was in the thing cooking and stuff like that. But now we officially got like the trailer for it and the synopsis of it. And it seems to be a story of like there was a drug given to people like about 3 years in this future scientific, like future sci-fi world-ish, where people were administrating a drug that could heal all ailments, just like revitalize any injury or anything like that happened, and everybody took this. 3 years later, the guy comes out as a that says that people have 30 days. He's the only person that has the antidote, and he is lost somewhere. Wherever he is, he's in hiding. Nobody can find him and stuff like that. So people have 30 days to discover him, because he announced on it that the pill that he gave everybody, that everybody took over 3 years ago, will start to reject the body, and everybody will die in 30 days if they can't find the antidote. So one guy who obviously probably taken the pill himself decides to stake a claim, and while everybody's running the chase after and find wherever this guy is, this guy, him and his team, who are known as Lazarus, try to find where he is and promise to beat the hell out of him and take that antidote for himself. So the main character gives me definitely Spike Spiegel feels out of it, and I don't know, this gives me vibes that it's shaping up like story wise and pretty much animation wise, and to it being another Watanabe classic. So I like the premise so far.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I saw the trailer today and I was like, yo, this sounds pretty good. And it's funny because Adult Swim is like low key kind of doing this double style, because there's another show called Common Side Effects, which kind of deals in the similar thing. Like when I saw the pill that heals everything, it's so funny because I'm watching Common Side Effects, which is like another cartoon animated, like adult animated show that they got on Adult Swim at night on like Sundays, that also deals on the same idea, where this guy has this turtle that for some reason or another, I think because of experiments, the turtle helped in creating this mushroom that is able to heal people that have like cancer and dementia and shit like that. And he wants to like take away big pharma and the government and everything like that. He wants to mass produce the mushroom to give it out to anybody that has like ailments, like it heals bone structure and stuff like that. If you got shot in the head, you can eat the mushroom and fix your brain and shit like that instantly and shit like that. And the government who's keeping up on this shit, they saw him out there with the mushroom and they already find him as a threat, so they're throwing everything after him and chasing him as well. So I saw that shit, and then I saw the Watanabe shit, and I was like, yo, if Watanabe saw this Common Side Effects, nigga look at his pen and like, wait a minute, wait a fucking minute. So I don't know, man. Adult Swim is in their bag when it comes to these kind of stories right now. So hey, man, that Lazarus is coming in April. Common Side Effects is going on now, so definitely big shout outs to both them ideas. Pretty much, I like it.
Nah, that's what's up. Like, when you said Lazarus, the first thing I thought of was the arrow, and I was like,
I mean, pretty much like the Lazarus tale is all about resurrection and fixing and shit like that. So I guess that's the idea of it. I want to know the background of why he named that in retrospect. So hey, I guess we'll find out over the time. But definitely a cool trailer, and I'm definitely here for it.
Cool.
Yep. So next topic on this Nerd and Reboot news is a hot topic that I think the news dropped, I think sometime last week. And since the news dropped, man, I seen TikTok and videos and shit plenty. And this is one, the rise of fandom. And it's so funny that they made this announcement in the midst of, I'm pretty sure like we still got movies and all kinds of content alike and shit like that. But the announcement was made on Avatar Day, which was the 20th anniversary of the Last Airbender. They announced that we are getting a new Avatar series along with all the movies and all the shit that's coming out. We getting the Seven Havens, and they gave the synopsis of the Seven Havens, and boy, are niggas mad at Korra. So
yes, they are.
So apparently, the new Avatar is living in a world where the Avatar is no longer as the world's savior; it's the world destroyer. They're in the atomic world. We thinking Mad Max. All their revolutionary things that happened in Korra, where things got upgraded and shit like that. Nope, fuck all that. And last we left off with Korra, she opened the spirit portals, and spirits and humans was working together and shit like that. All that, fuck out of here. It looks like there's a war going on and shit like that. So the only thing I gotta say is, Korra, what did you do?
Right?
Or is this even Korra's fault? Because apparently the new avatars are twins, and not only are they twins, they're long lost twins. So something really, really fucking happened. So what happened?
Well, that's what that trailer. That's the first thing I done.
Even Janet Varney was like, she was reading the synopsis. She was like, "Oh, the new avatar has to deal with something." She was like, "I wonder what the previous one had done." She been doing on TikTok. She was like, "So let me tell you what happened," and they cut her off. I was like, "Oh, buddy." So the whole team, the original team is back to pen this new story and shit like that. But geez, man, so now here's the rare occurrence that I gotta put it over to you, co-host. Do you think Korra has an involvement in this, or maybe is it just something that didn't happen to Korra? Maybe it's on somebody else's fault.
You know what? I don't know. Also, I know what the first title was going to be. What had happened was
OD freeze frame on Korra before she died. Like, so I know we left off in a peaceful place, but I guess you're wondering how this happened. Right? Like, I don't know, man. They gotta pen this situation to find out. I know everybody's jumping on the cause. That I know that the chorus slander that's been going on for years has been rising up like there's no tomorrow. I want to wait and see what they penning, but they did not leave Korra in a right way when it came to this synopsis. They was like, oh boy, y'all hated her. Y'all hated her, bro. This is ridiculous.
I was just like, oh boy. I was like, man.
Not her taking us back to Mad Max and shit like that. Like, she taking us back to a time worse than the Fire Nation. That's crazy,
right? And I was like, they can't blame the other avatars because
I don't know. I don't know. This is. I mean, something had to happen because this is the first time in history that there's been twin avatars. That's a bad thing, man. And they're long lost twins.
Yeah.
And for the avatar to be known as the world's destroyer, like even after Aang deserted shit like that, niggas never thought of him as a destroyer. They thought of him as a deserter, or he left the shit like that. But humanity's destroyer? Yeah, that's wild, brother.
That's a big claim. So I'm wondering what the heck.
Wow, brother. I don't know what happened, Korra, but it ain't looking nice. It ain't looking nice. Shit crazy, man.
Right?
Shit
I'm
crazy.
like, bro, what had to happen?
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm 100% anything Avatar Studios want to push out, and I'm talking about Avatar Studios specifically. Whatever they want to push out, man, right now it's key time. But they working on a lot. They still got those movies that they promised us. And then they got the series popping up and shit like that. Like, who's on the A team? Who's on the B team? Who's on the movie team? Who's on the C? Like, this shit sound like Studio Mappa when it comes to that, because they got I think they told us there was 5 movies rolling out between the next 10 years. And then they got the series that got coming out. And they already confirmed it for, I think it was 2 seasons, 13 episodes each. I'm like, yo, that studio better, they got to get to working, because there's a lot of content, man.
They got a lot of explaining to do.
They got a lot of working to do. They got adult Aang series. They got Zuko's movies and stuff like that. They got Azula movies. They got Korra movies as well. They got to work on these series. Like, bro, there's so much happening, man.
Damn it, we ain't got no time for side quests right now. They need to tell us what the hell happened.
Nah, we getting all the side quests. They all movies. They movie exclusive, baby. They going all over the map, man. They going all over the map. So that shit gonna be crazy. But we locked in. We locked in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then speaking of other things that people are already complaining about, have you seen the new teaser for Shrek 5?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, so it dropped today, and a little teaser of Shrek 5, which they announced. They said this shit is dropping Christmas 2026. I was like, nigga, we are in February 2025. What do we need this week? Why they decided to drop this teaser now? They couldn't have waited to drop it in 2025 Christmas. That's kind of wild to tell us that shit's basically 2 years away.
Yeah, and I just had questions. Why is this a thing? Somebody asking for Shrek?
Yeah, there were people asking for Shrek 5. It's funny people was asking for Shrek 5 when I don't even think niggas like 3 through 3 and 4.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
I don't know. I guess it's because it's been long enough, and the Shrek memes have been in the culture for so long that they was like, all right, people are probably asking for it. And also, don't forget that Puss in Boots movie that they dropped was extremely fire. It was like the animated movie of the year when it came out, and it literally came out in December. So it kind of left its mark and shit like that, which once again, that was kind of the reason why I'm going to talk about this next controversy. A lot of people are already complaining about the animation, and the last Shrek movie came out like 15 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand why people are complaining about the animation, because there ain't a studio that done animation in the world that can keep the same animation that they did in fucking 2010, 2012. Like, bro, what are we doing? Guys, this shit not going to look the same. Technology and everything has moved up in a certain way that even if they tried to make shit look the same, it ain't gonna look the same. I don't know what to tell y'all. All that old whatever the hell kind of day. There's niggas that was expecting Shrek to look like he did in 2000. Bro, it's 2025. Bro,
even if you make him look like he looked in 2000,
there's no way
it won't look exactly the same.
Those renders, those people, all that shit that was the studio ain't even been the same at that shit. Ain't no way they was gonna give you the names, they was gonna give you the voices. Zendaya's in this, by the way. And she's playing Shrek's daughter, which is a whole other bag of things where people are analyzing her eye color as she was a baby all the way up and shit like that. Nonetheless, animations have changed. People have gotten older. Everything is shifted. And they're using the same studio and animation stuff like that from the Puss in Boots movie, where everybody saw that movie and they fell in love with Puss in Boots with that. So I don't know. Honestly, it's a teaser that's dropped now. The movie ain't coming out till December 2026. That shit could get tweaked 100 different. Like, that teaser is not the way how that, like, the teaser how we get now, I guarantee you is not gonna be how the final movie is gonna gonna be like in 2026.
Not at all.
Bro, they gonna lose whatever they have right now. They finna fucking lose that shit by 2026. That shit gonna get an upgrade or a movement change.
Probably their first draft.
It is. It 100%. And whatever they already gauging the whatever the hell people going to talk about and shit like that. There was some people that was even complaining because in the teaser they make kind of like a TikTok joke because they asked the mirror on the wall to show them the fairest of them all, and it's just a bunch of Shrek memes that scares them and shit like that. And somebody on Twitter said they're probably gonna make a joke about them using TikTok, something about like Tick and Taka, something. But like,
yeah, I can see that.
But like Shrek's always, since the 2000s, Shrek movie, the original movie, always made fun of like current society in a fairy tale kind of way. So that's kind of Shrek's MO. So if people are like clowning that, it's like Shrek's always done that.
Yep.
That's kind of how the meme culture kind of got created in the first place. And how the fuck would they do a Shrek teaser without making fun of the Shrek memes in the first place? That's the whole point of this shit being in the zeitgeist in the first place. So, hey.
Yeah, we just have to see what happens when it happens.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. So give that time and see what's going on. But going on to the next bit of news. Today is Pokemon Day, and with Pokemon Day, they announced a few things. So, did you see the trailer for Pokemon ZA?
No, I didn't. I did not see that trailer.
All right, so we got a new Pokemon Legends ZA. It's another one in that same kind of, you know how they had Legends Arceus? Mm-hmm. It's that same kind of play style. You know, you got your character, you can move around and stuff like that. You can have Pokemon battles. You could dodge attacks. You could forward roll and shit like that with your Pokemon and shit like that. The dodge attacks. I saw that shit. I said, oh, finally, after all these years, do the dodge roll, baby. Right, so yeah, you can fight with your Pokemon. So the starters, and I wanted to ask you specifically on this quick note, because we got these starters. We got, for the fire type, they picked Tepeg. For the grass type, we got Chikorita. And for the water type, we got Totodile. Hearing those names off the bat, you have something in mind? Which starter would you go? Would you go with Tepig, Chikorita, or Totodile?
I'd probably go with Totodile.
Me too.
Chikorita.
Me too. And infinitely, the second I saw that shit, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with some Totodile." Yeah. And they violated my man's Totodile. They left him out of the shenanigans this time after his Cyndaquil. They left him out of the shenanigans after the weird controversy that came out of last year with the weird kind of story that people was posting on Reddit about Cyndaquil shit.
So I completely missed that.
Yeah, there was some weird shit that was going around talking about some freaky legend story that was like written but left on the ground floor. It was some weird shit that had to do with Typhlosion and a little girl and shit like that. And I was like, why would y'all write this? And then it got leaked out and it was very weird. So like it made Typhlosions look very weird in general. So I don't know if niggas is just trying to stay clear, because it's like, why have Chikorita, Totodile, and then Tep? Like, that's like, why leave out Cyndaquil unless you're trying to say something was weird. So I don't. But nonetheless, yeah, seeing the trailer, and I just thought, yeah, Totodile is my way. Yep. So moving forward, DC dropping we got the first images of the live action Lantern show. So we got Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart out here, Aaron Pierre and Kyle Ritter, or I gotta remember who the dude that was playing Hal Jordan. But they got the images up. We got Hal Jordan out there with his Green Lantern ring. All we got is an image so far, so we'll see how that goes. Some of the casting has been announced around and stuff like that, but I'm interested to see if in the next couple of days they drop like a trailer or a teaser or something like that. That should be good. But hey, man, DC on the James Gunn stuff is starting to work out their universe. They starting to work towards they up time. Sure.
Yes, you're right about that.
And following up on that, they announced the 3 new animated series we getting on the DC line as well. They announced a Green Lantern animated series as well. And we are getting an animated series for Starfire. Yeah, so I wonder how that's going to be placed out and what they want to do with all that, and how that connects with the expanding DC universe, because they said like the animated stuff can, switch over to live action and vice versa and shit like that. So I wonder if this all plays into it, which will be interested to find out as well. So that'd be cool. They also have like an animated series called Superpowers that I'm not too sure what that entails of, but we'll see when that I guess more information gets out about that as well. Yep. And speaking of animated series just in general, Marvel had just finished wrapping up Your Friendly Spider-Man with their 10th episode, and that series came out, and I know all the controversy came about, and everybody was talking all that shit about when they first saw the first animation trailer and everything, all in all. But by the time that series ended, niggas was calling this peak. They were saying the first animated Spider-Man series in the 90s, the Spectacular Spider-Man series in 2008, and this one, they said 3 peaks of animated Spider-Man series of all time. Yeah, they said this shit is fire. I watched it. I believe it's fire too. Them 10 episodes, that first season, that shit was chef's kiss. So definitely recommend everybody to check that out and stuff like that. Series is definitely one of them up there, man. Definitely kudos to some maneuvering that Marvel be doing this year for sure. The animated side is up as well. So next on the docket, we just got the trailer this week of that new African cartoon that's coming on the Cartoon Network series in April. Iyanu, this new trailer had come out. This has been a series in the work for about I think 2-3 years in the announcement stage and stuff like that said this was another African cartoon that was coming over. It delves into the African myth lore and African god lore and superpowers and shit like that, all the same, with the African village and stuff like that, and African characters all alike, and delving into their spirituality and stuff like that, all in a cartoon, which is dope to see that being platformed on Cartoon Network. So definitely when that shit comes out, definitely got to support that for sure. Yep. And speaking of other controversies, I think this is a time to bring up a hot button thing that happened this week that has followed all throughout TikTok videos, TMZ, and everything all alike. So let's talk about the Boy Meets World podcast controversy of a certain episode that dropped Monday this week, which I thought was going to be something interesting that ended up being flat out something that ended up rocking the stats. So, Coles, did you get to listen to the whole thing in general now, or did you only
I only heard pieces so far.
All right, so let me kick this off. So I listened to the entire thing before the controversy or all the news started to come out and shit like that, because I'm subscribed to that, and I legit, before any of the news or anything came out, I hit up Ryan specifically, and I was like, dude, you have to listen to this episode, because at first and this was before the hot shit started to come in, because I listened to a solid hour of it. And like you go into an hour and they're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. They're talking about their time just in general. They're all jokey because she later on Madeline Ward, who played Rachel, who showed up on the season of the show in like season 6. So she was like late to the show in general. But she was talking about like after she left, she went into sex work and stuff like that. And she's been doing a whole bunch of that like after she left.
She did? Wow.
Yeah. She's in the porn industries and stuff like that. She filmed herself and also done directing herself and stuff like that. All just in general, but it all stemmed. She told the breakdown of it and stuff like that, from like her doing cosplay photos to like OnlyFans, then switching over into all that stuff like down the line. But it all started like she was talking about her time on Boy Meets World cast and stuff like that, and it was all good. You know, they was having all kinds of jokes. She was telling her life story and stuff like that, and her involvement in the industry after she left and all this other stuff. Everything was all Gucci. They was having all kinds of laughs. Everything was all great until Danielle just went into that shit and she was like, so why do you hate us? And bro, if there was ever a time that hit a moment like when Kendrick was on that friggin' Not Like Us music video and he said when he said Drake's name, Drake, like he said by name and called him a pedophile on that shit. It was like, bro, record scratch. Everything went straight left field. Maitland was like, and I love how grown adults. Sometimes when you hear Will Friedle always on the podcast, he always talks about how he doesn't like social media and shit like that, and he likes to be to himself. He likes to be like a hermit, and he doesn't like to deal in shit like that because he doesn't understand social media. Bro, this was one of those times where if there was ever a time where Will could say, see, this is why I don't fuck with social media. This is so fucking messy. And it's so funny to listen to adults like past their 30s talking about this shit, because the controversy stems from the mere fact that when Danielle got married to her husband, who is he is like the producer of the podcast and all kind of podcasts that he worked for. Apparently I found out that he used to work for the WWE as well, which shit.
Oh wow.
I know, like, that's why he get like WWE connects and shit like that for the podcast and shit like that. But yeah, he a cool dude and shit like that in general. But apparently when Maitland sent Danielle a message on Facebook congratulating her on her marriage to her current husband now, and Danielle never answered the message, and that seems to be the pettiness of why, like, between that and apparently she unfriended her on Facebook. And I'm like, first of all, that is some messy, petty bullshit and stuff like that. And it all stems from apparently because she said Maitland, she invited Danielle to her wedding when she originally got married to her current husband that she has now. So apparently she was like, because I invited you to the wedding, she thought they were like close and they were friends and stuff like that. But she said like over the years, when she came up on the Boy Meets World podcast, she always thought Danielle was jealous of her because she was like the new hot thing to come on the thing, because she was doing like magazine covers and shit like that, and now she's like the side out person and she's in the porn industries and stuff like that. She was always like the desire of eyes and stuff like that. Danielle clapped back with, she was like, I did Maxim magazine in 2017. And she said, she got the magazine, but she didn't overall like what she did and shit like that. Like they did the same thing, but they went like different paths in it where like Maitland went further into it and Danielle didn't like it. So she didn't do it past that Maxim, photo shoot and shit like that. Yeah. So it was just like a petty thing based on like Facebook and jealousy and shit like that. She said she came on the Girl Meets World set, and Danielle, for the first time ever, she has never said this shit out loud, but she said there was like so much problems on the Girl Meets World set that she never had to deal with on Boy Meets World. It was like whatever messes that happened on Boy Meets World, it was amplified on Girl Meets World, and it just became a mess on top of that. And like they started leaking out shit like out of nowhere. Maitland was talking about how on the podcast they always talk shit about Michael, who is the executive producer who created all of Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World. He's like the head creator and everything like that. She said, she called them out. She said, you guys hate Michael and you hate Ben, who's the guy who plays Corey on the show and stuff like that. And they was like, no. And I could back that up because they at the very beginning of the podcast, the very first episode, they always said that obviously they answered the question because it's only the three of them, and obviously anybody who would see that, they would always ask, where's Ben Savage? And they answered that from the very beginning, and they constantly answer that all the time. And they said, well, Ben don't fuck with them anymore. And ultimately, like, when they first said that, they said it was because he was in the politics thing and he didn't want to like, you know, associate him with the podcast and politics like that. I was like, whatever he want to do, whatever. But then it wasn't until like a couple years after that where there was more news that started to come out where they said like Ben just completely cut them off and doesn't talk to anybody. And you kind of feel like, all right, what does that stem from? What that makes it a controversy in itself. Yeah. And then like if you listen to the podcast, they always talk about shit like they're gonna be honest in their experiences and shit like that, where like you can feel like there was toxic and shit like that. Like a lot of the whims and the weird stuff that happened on that show really stemmed towards like the shit that the main creator wanted. So anytime they talk out about that shit, that's when it always is gonna sound like, you know, like it's gonna be controversy and all that shit like that. But like their whole premise on talking to Maitland, which was interesting just in general, because she said she always wanted to be on the podcast, but Danielle always wanted to squash the beef that they had, and she wanted to talk to her over the phone. But she said, and her message back, because Will was like the in-between person texting them back, and she said she didn't want to get onto the podcast, but she wants to come on the podcast to rock the stats. She wanted to come in with something. She came in here with something controversial, and honestly, at the end of the day, she won because that's exactly what's happened. This has been the most controversial episode, replay value and stuff like that. She tried to throw Trina into all this shit, talking about, oh, you guys used to like mess with Trina and shit like that. And I cut that shit off out the left field because they had multiple Trina episodes. Trina's been with them, and she's revitalized their friendship, going on tours with them and shit like that. They're extra good. Like that racist shit that used to happen back in the day, they already cut that off. Will apologize. Like that stemmed from back in the day where he made an Aunt Jemima joke towards Trina and shit like that, and they all, you know, squashed the bucket and squashed all that beef and shit like that. Trina accepted their apology, and from that point on, they could move on as a cast and shit like that. Like there was shit that was happening to Trina that they didn't even know about. All that other shit, like, bro, this started to unearth a bunch of stuff like that. But her throwing Trina's name into all this shit was kind of petty as well. She asked, she was like, they was asking Maitland, do you listen to the podcast? Because we've addressed a bunch of this shit. Like they've clocked up multiple times to the point where like the shit was getting so heated that she dropped off the call. But they messaged her back and she got back on the call and shit like that. And they made one joke. And then they went back to fight. And I was like, bro, this is the messiest. This was the messiest shit known to man, to the point that I paused and played that podcast 5 different times. That podcast is 2 hours long. I paused and played that shit throughout that entire Monday. I was listening to the podcast in different increments because it was so awkward, bro. They took an ad break that felt like 1,000,000 minutes long. And then when they came back and called her back up, they joked about it for 2 seconds and then right back to fighting.
Back to beef.
Bro, I kept yelling, Will, Ryder, y'all want to say anything? They let the women fight at it for the longest time.
They was like, nope.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until like she started to say that you guys hate Ben. Will, with the saddest voice in his he was like, I tried to message him for 3 years. I try to text him all the time. He dropped us like a bad habit. He won't answer a goddamn text I had. I was like, yo, this shit getting messy. And then it's so crazy. You want to know how they ended the episode? They ended the episode mad civil and talking about, yo, when we get to the prank war episodes, we want you back on. And I was like, bro, you want her back on?
Okay,
like, bro. And then when she left, they was having a little like a sit down to chat back after what had happened. And like, bro, the tensions was high, and they was talking all the extra shit to close out the episode. I was like, bro, I can't wait till like the fallout to this episode drops, because yo, ain't nothing. Yo, now this podcast is official. Like there was a podcast pre this interview. Now it's a podcast post this interview, because I don't know how going forward because they just started season 6. So they're going to see her come up a lot. So when they go and review the episodes, it's going to be the snipes that they're going to have going forward is going to be funny as hell. Man. And niggas is going to clock it every single fucking time. This is a new podcast now. After that shit, it's controversy city.
Okay.
God, bro, this was a way to start off a Monday morning because that shit was heated as fuck.
That's crazy.
That shit was spicy as hell, and that's kind of the levels of spice you want on your review and 90 Themes podcast come to life. Woo, man,
spicy,
and that shit is something else. That shit is something else. But on some sadder news, though, this week we lost someone who a young person that was living in Brooklyn out here, man, Michelle Trachtenberg, who is known for her shows and her time in like Adventures of Pete and Pete, Harriet the Spy, Buffy, Gossip Girl, Euro Trip, Ice Princess, bad shows, and just a staple of like 90s. Like we talking about going back to, if you remember Harriet the Spy on one of them orange VHSs, the Nickelodeon tapes and shit like that back in the day. This is somebody in like the 90s childhood grown era and stuff like that, watching her grow up and stuff like that. And she, like, over the years they were saying that she was dealing with a whole bunch of different kind of health stuff that people could see or stuff like that. She was out there walking with a cane or something like that. But like, she died at the age of 39 in Brooklyn and was found in her house. Like that's absolute crazy. Tragic, man. And like the first day of the news, the first news report said she died of natural causes. I was like, what does that mean? How do you die of natural causes
at 39
in 2025?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense, bro. 39?
Not 39.
That's insane, bro.
Not of natural causes.
That's what I'm saying. What is that? What? So yeah, another RIP. It's crazy time again. It's crazy time losing people. Hell, last night we just lost Gene Hackman and his wife as well, which was insane. Like,
oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, that shit was insane, man. Gene Hackman, to talk about a legendary acting career on top of that as well. And it's just like, what is this week, man? What is this craziness, man?
I don't even, bro.
Yeah, but RIP to all the legends and people of our childhood for sure, man. It's another big loss for sure, man.
Oh boy,
it's crazy. Shit's crazy watching. Yep, I'm watching people in their mortality indeed, man. But the last bit of Nerd and Reboot news, we had just gotten an announcement sometime, I think last week, that Marvel and DC are teaming up for a collaboration comic that should be coming soon. So we will finally see the big two comic universes finally collide in a modern sense now, man. So is there a crossover fight or a crossover team up or anything like that you would like to see on a heroes or villain side altogether from Marvel and DC?
Ooh, let's see. Okay, so let's do Batman, Superman versus Captain America, and Spider-Man.
Listen, as soon as possible, once this comic launches, I need y'all to repartee that video game. I need y'all to have one hand on the comic and one hand on that video game production, because you're gonna be selling a motherfucking ton if y'all drop a Marvel versus DC video game.
Yeah, for real. That reminds me. I was somewhere with things. Who was it? It was what duo will win? It was Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter versus, I believe it was Leonardo and Donatello for the Ninja Turtles.
I mean, I could believe that. We had the Call of Duty collab, so any way you could put the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so it was them. It was them two. It was Ninja Turtles. It was Scorpio and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, and Tommy and Jason.
Ooh, talk about some duos.
Like, who would win? I was like, I can get this to Jason Tommy.
I mean, on a spin level, yeah, I would give it to that. I think isn't Scorpion, well, depending on, I guess, the Scorpion we have. If it's like the human ninja side to it that got a little flame power, sure, but like, ain't that motherfucker immortal though?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, depending on what kind of situation, if you find an immortal beast from hell, that's a kind of different situation though. Everybody's kind of outmatched here.
That's it. Yeah, it depends on what.
Yeah, exactly. If it's the immortal beast, I'm giving it to them, because y'all all gonna run out of energy eventually, and he just gonna burn y'all alive once y'all get tired. Especially if nobody can leave the battlefield.
Yeah, that one would be interesting.
Yeah, even though I mean, Bat in the Sun already gave us like Green Ranger versus Scorpion once before, and I mean it's gone either way. So hey,
the Morphin Grid is super powerful. So I don't know.
It is. It is.
They may have something for that.
They might.
Ryu and Ken, I think they get washed in the first round.
I think the Turtles might be washed in the first round, depending on what version of the Turtles it is as well.
That is true.
Yeah,
like I said, that would be an interesting one to see who we left standing.
Oh, definitely. I mean, thankfully for that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Batman movie that we got to see Batman versus Shredder, which was a fire-ass animated fight as well. So,
oh yeah, bro.
Yes, big kudos to that for sure. But yeah, so on that note, we're gonna close the Nerd and Reboot news, and we can finally shift off into our main event segment of the evening. We back on that comfy couch. We are watching to close us off on Black History Month. Indeed, we got to hit it with a Black cultural part of that Marvel side of comics and all day shenanigans as well. So we are doing Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur episode 1 and 2. But before I hit you with that, let's hit us with a little history and some fast facts. So this show's genre is superhero, comedy, drama, and musical. So this is an American animated TV series based on Disney Channel, Marvel Comics, MCU adjacent. It just had finished with its run of 2 seasons, 33 episodes, running from February of 2023 all the way till February of 2025. So they completed that whole in general. Produced by Disney TV Animation and Marvel Animation and Flying Bark Productions. It's currently on Disney Plus with early episodes on YouTube. This series had won 5 Children and Family Emmy Awards, and the basic breakdown is a crime-fighting duo of a girl and her pet fight crime throughout the city. So with that point, we can step into episode 1, Moon Girl Landing.
Right, we get some nice music here. I'm feeling it.
Snippets of a certain thing. Yep,
and then we get our first intro to Lunella.
Yep, Lunella skating through the vibrant city, singing and helping the town and playing around.
Yep, we see all that, the Lower East Side.
Yep, LES.
Definitely New York. Hydrants and all. I was
hell yeah, man. Repping.
Yep, so she out here roller skating past everything.
Mm-hmm.
This gives me late 90s vibes.
Yeah, 100%. Hell, this is definitely that because the kids outside playing.
Yes, I said this definitely late. And I like the design.
Oh yeah, this is vibrant to show, the life throughout the city for sure.
Yeah, listen, she's playing hopscotch at one point.
Oh, see?
I was like, this is definitely. I was like, this is taking me back.
Little black girl playing hopscotch, hell yeah.
This is taking me. All these scenes just took me back to my childhood. And I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she going around and just helping everybody around in town. So you're already getting a vibe to, her personality and everything alike. And then we get all the way over to her hitting the local Knish shop, and she finds out that's being closed down, and something feels too familiar with that because local Knish shop closing down because I don't know, that rent too crazy now.
Bruh, this is crazy because I'm watching this and I was like, you know how long I haven't had a Knish?
Yeah, the moment they said Knish, I was like, wow, that was definitely a childhood memory. Bro, this made me want a lox cream cheese on a bagel.
Go find spot on the list.
Agreed. There's definitely a Utopia Bagels or something around. Or a Russian fish at Elliot. Yeah, the Russian daughters. That too, shit.
Yeah, because I was when I saw the spot was closing, then I was like, oh no.
Yeah, my mind went to either rent too high or gentrification for sure.
Probably both.
Yeah, kicking out all the people that should be there. But yeah, so after the streets is talking and telling her about the information and stuff like that, she heads on out. Sad about the Knish stop, and she goes to the roller rink, and that's where we get introduced to the family, and her family runs the roller rink. Her mom and her grandma there, her family working there. Her dad worked the shoes and stuff like that. Her grandpa on the roll floor. And then they having issues with the blackouts, and the blackouts is fucking all their money up because anytime everybody getting their groove on, skating and shit like that, having a good time, the blackouts hit, and then the daddy got to hit them with the refund. Shit crazy, but Lunella definitely want to help. She don't want her family to pack up and go somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
So we got the family. They reflecting on the business and the blackouts that's affected everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And they feeling like the electricity. Is this where we see electricity is being absorbed by someone?
Yes. Okay. After they finish talking about it, basically saying, "Hey, what do we do when it was wrong? Roll with it." Mm-hmm. And then we see electric lady over here. See the light start flickering and there's power going out. Then we see the electric lady. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like listen, what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah, you fucking with my bill, man. Kanye crazy right now. You doing all this shit?
Kanye can't handle the grid as it is.
Absolutely not.
So what you doing?
Do you know how bad it is if you fuck on my electricity right now? It's gonna take them 2 to 3 business days to fix my shit.
Right, and they're gonna raise my rates too.
Exactly, and I need that shit now.
Right now, no, you
sitting in the fucking dark, can't even cook nothing, bro. Fucking me up. But yeah, so Luna's now at school, and they got her to do. So they crowding around her. The kids is impressed about her genius. They handed her a Rubik's cube and shit like that, and they was like, "Do the thing." She pretty much solving the Rubik's Cube without even paying attention to it, flicking that shit around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, folks is clowning her for being smart in general, even though they use her as a fucking entertainment show.
Yeah.
You can't clown somebody for being smart and then having her do the smart thing. Like, come on, guys.
She's trying to explain to them what was going on.
Yeah, whatever. Just do the thing we asked. Yeah. So in the middle of this, we get our introduction to Cassie, who is over there at the lunch table. She's starting to stream stuff around. She's trying to talk to her followers and stuff.
Yep, for real. Because we got some haters around.
Yep. And then Luna in the middle of she got her Rubik's Cube done, but at the same time, she ended up making a mess out of the table, and Cassie over there on the other side, like streaming and shit like that, looking at Lunella. She like, you kind of looking tragic.
Like, yeah, and then Lunella just made a whole mess.
And so she came to the rink, and this is in the midst of the blackouts and shit like that that's been that's been being an issue all around, and the rink got robbed,
and the family just chilling.
Yeah, but they chilling, but we find out why, because Lunella set up that good security system that worked out, and they realized folks trying to kick them out the city, and that's where we get our first telling of what her mom don't want to do. What the mama don't want to do?
Move to Jersey. No disrespect.
She ain't raising her baby in Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey.
And then Bella was like, where are the Avengers? Can they come down here? And Grandma was like, can they even come down below 14th Street?
They said they got bigger fish to fry than whatever's going on past 14th Street. And boy, if that ain't a fucking fact. Woo. You think Dr. Strange coming down here off whatever he's doing in the brownstone?
Can't nobody call Luke Cage from Harlem?
I guess not. His business is in Harlem, not the LES.
Ain't Spider-Man kind of close in Queens? I'm just saying.
I definitely had this conversation because I was like, "Where's Luke Cage in the Bronx?"
Yeah, we did that conversation.
Like, hello, like, bro. I know you the man of Harlem, but what's going on, bro? I think we need help. I think we need help in the Bronx too.
Right, like Spider-Man, you kind of closest. You in Queens?
He in the Queens. Yeah, bro. Now he said I'm in Queens activity, buddy. I don't know what you're doing in the LES, but I'm in the Queens. Everybody got their section. I see.
Yeah, I see that. Mm-hmm. That brings up a question.
It brings up the constant question: what y'all doing out here, man?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, so back to the show. Luna, she head off to her secret hideout that she got set up. And in there, she got a camera set up and stuff like that. She watches her parents stress out about the bills. They know if the blackouts keep coming and they keep getting robbed and shit like that, and they can't pay their bills because nobody coming into the rink, shit like that. So they contemplating, selling the rink, and then what happens after they sell the rink?
We gotta live in Jersey.
Bye friends. Hello Jersey.
No disrespect
to Jersey. So she ends up kicking up a device that ends up opening up a portal to like, I guess, another dimension of wherever this creature would come out, because she's a fan of this old superhero that she's seen. She got a picture of. There's a lady that's AKA Moon Girl. I was doing all this thing that she's inspired to do all these like different contraptions and stuff like that. Use her brain towards. So this portal opens out by accident, and out pops this damn dinosaur.
A big old T-Rex.
Yep, and that red with some spikes and shit like that. And it ends up being so excited, it ends up running through the train station that she got set up as a hideout down there.
I got so many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you get in the subway? How'd you build this thing?
How nobody else figured this shit.
Right.
But so this proves how much they're not working on construction down there because nobody found out by now.
Yep. So now at this point, we got big old T-Rex running throughout the city.
Can I blame this on the MTA?
Yes, you can.
Because I'm definitely blaming it on the MTA.
Yeah.
What did we say before? Someone needs to run
an audit. MTA needs to be audited.
Yeah, run the audits. Y'all keeping dinosaurs down there. Y'all spending money on stupid shit. Like, what's going on, bro? What y'all hiding down there?
Right, you got abandoned tunnels that people could build laboratories in, but you don't want to. Man,
spending all this energy and electricity, but y'all don't know where it come from and why y'all build so high. Like, what in the Dexter's lab is this shit?
Right, y'all got abandoned tunnels, but y'all putting up little spiked fin turnstiles,
which ain't stopping nobody.
Nothing.
Foolishness. So once again, we can blame the MTA on all the shenanigans.
Yes.
So they going through the train station. Casey chatting to folk through the city about the blackout attire and stuff like that, while Luna's chasing the dino throughout the city. She trying to control him and stuff like that, and she runs into they both run into the hot dog stand, and he get hungry, smell of hot dogs. He pulling through. He need him a New York dog. So this is definitely a certain kind of dino for sure. And we find out like the dino is an old big soft because once Lunel got the dogs all down, Dino was like, yo, if you feed me, we Ace Boom Coon out here, we all cool.
Yeah.
And Dino came down and was controlled and shit like that, follows and stuff like that. It was mad sweet. And then you got Casey in the corner. She following and she's recording all the interactions and shit like that because she's like, holy shit, how you control that dinosaur?
Yeah. So at this point, we see Electric booming again.
Mm-hmm. They run into the source of the snatching.
She's like, she's stealing our power.
Yep. In the midst of that, like she destroying shit and falling objects is going all around and it's falling towards Casey, and Dino does the business to save Casey.
Yep. And then they run off. Casey was like,
In the midst of that, we got the family talking about who could be behind this, and they talking about the man. They said the man always trying to keep us down. The man got all this business and shit like that. I think it's funny to talk about the man got them hold down and the man, aka the government and shit like that, only for it to flip around and turn out and it's the woman actually all along.
And it's so funny. It's like, I knew it was lizards in the sewer. MCA.
Yeah. See? Yeah. They know. They keep up on whatever the man's got in business.
Rats, lizards,
all kinds of turtles.
What else? Turtles. What else is down here? MCA. What else is down here?
Why the turtles got a base down there? You never found the turtles? Big ass rat and turtles. I'm telling big ass rat been down there for so long raising turtles on pizza, fresh pizza. But none of y'all niggas could ever find out where all this missing pizza go.
I'm telling you, man.
All right, but y'all see Pizza Rat out here and you turn him into a celebrity. All right, I see how it is.
Exactly right.
Hating on my boy Smith, just being a hard-working dad out here trying to feed his kids some pizza.
And then so Lou starts to tell our family what she thinks it is.
Yeah,
what it really is.
Yeah, but they laugh it off. They said, "Fuck you talking about? Energy zapping, bitches? Nah, that's crazy."
And they said, "Now the lizard uprising sounds legit." I was like, "Yo, y'all ain't."
With that, in the midst of that, Luna stacking her food pile high and shit like that. She got all kinds of food and shit like that. And the only person that questioned this is her grandma. But she said, "Oh, where you going with all that food?" She said, "Man, I'm just hungry." And just like Grandma's on cue, she said, "And how you ain't about to leave? Well, a piece of my pie."
I'm like, "Grandma, I want a piece too."
Me too, mother. Like what? Shit, spread the food around, baby.
Like, I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "I want a piece of cake."
I'm about to find out a foodie place that I gotta find out if any where the black people with the black pies at.
For real.
I know there's somewhere. I know it's somewhere around.
Yeah, and it's now at this point, Lou is back in her lair. And she's talking to the dinosaur.
Yep.
And dinosaur totally going along with it.
Oh, facts. Dino eating and he fascinated by the lamb. He looking around and shit like that.
She tries to eat the generator. He's like, "No, that's not food."
Nah, please. Come on. It's the shit I brought. I brought you extra pie, man. Come on.
All right.
But she this is where we saw the pic where she's inspired by the Moon Girl, even though she don't know who she is and stuff like that. And in the midst of that, Dino like, "Man, I'm just fine being here." He said, "I'm here for the shits and giggles, man. I'm good staying here."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm happy here." Good.
So Luna out here.
Go back. He's like, "I don't want to go back."
Shit, he sound like us in Japan.
Yeah.
He said, "If you find us a portal to get through to Japan and shit like that, and niggas is like, all right, you ready to go back?" We gonna be like, I don't know yet.
The Dinosaur's expressions had cracking up.
Oh, facts.
Dino's a character.
Dino's a whole ass character for sure. And on that, Luna figures the idea that they could be superheroes. They like the LES needs somebody, and obviously the Avengers ain't gonna be here. So we gonna be the Avengers over here.
Yeah, but Dino's going right along with it. He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Dino like, you know what? Fuck it. So Casey shows up at the house looking for Luna, and she came to thank her. And Casey's a fucking ball of energy. She bounced all over the place, talking about all the businesses she been. She pretty much a young mogul. She trying to work on all kinds of social media baits and stuff like that. She said, "Do you have a manager? Because I could be your manager and shit like that." She bounced all over the walls, all over the room and shit like that. Yep. So in the midst of that, Luna gets this great idea. She's like, you know what? I can trust you. I could probably work you in there. So she take it down to her lair, and Casey, you know, she a little businesswoman. She trying to work out the whole shit. She said, "Oh, word, you need an outfit? I got you. So she looks for clothes for Casey to approve. She adds stuff together. She maneuvers and shit like that. They have a little montage of different outfits. She's like, nah.
She's like, nope. Not this. No. Okay, we can work with that.
And she take a piece off this, take a piece off of this, and work this all together and workshop that shit. So she's like, yeah, we make it work. And then she tries to go to Dino, and Dino said, I ain't fucking with none of that.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't naked it is.
Fact, she said, I ain't battle naked. She is not care.
Right?
Shit. So Luna's all dressed up in her fit and shit like that, and she go out with Dino, and they pop out, and they was like, all right, so we gonna start with the Lolo. So we gonna work on whoever the hell been robbing the LES. We gonna find them robbers.
Yep, for real.
Mm-hmm. So they run into the robbers, and she trying to introduce themselves to the robbers, and they said they still trying to work out the workshop the name, and they said the same thing that Casey said earlier. They was like, all right, but if you don't got a name, you got to workshop that shit better so people know who you is. Casey in the back said, I told her that.
Yeah, like, we not gonna take you seriously. Like, I told you.
See, I told you. Shit. So that shit was funny. And like Dino starts playing around. He not locked in right now to go catch these robbers.
Dino playing the garbage.
Yeah. So in the midst of that, the robbers like, oh well, shit, you can't control your Dino, so I'm obviously gonna peace out. So they left out with even more shit.
Yeah.
Like, shit was extra embarrassing.
Yeah. She's like, no.
And we get our second cut to this. Yo, Luna was so scared. She was like, she fears she about to move to Jersey.
Yo,
I was like, I clocked that shit twice. She's like, I fear I'm going to Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey. And Casey said, oh, hell no.
Casey's phone got knocked out. She's like, okay, no, guys, my phone is okay.
Yeah.
After robbing, my phone is okay.
She said, we good. So Casey like, yo, we got to train to get this team in sync and shit like that. So they start maneuvering what they got to do. We got a montage of them trading and working the team to maneuver themselves and shit like that, do what they got. And then and Casey found the robbers through the dark web trying to sell some of their shit that they just got together and shit like that. So in the midst of all that, they figure out because Moon Girl is training all around. She figure out how to speak some of Dino's language and shit like that. And did you write down what his official name was? Like before they gave his official name, the name that she figured out of him?
So it was something Destroyer of the World or
yeah,
something.
They were like Fire Destroyer of the World and shit like that. And I was like, oh, that's it's kind of deep though.
Yeah, because when he said his full name, I was like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, she said, I'm a short and we just gonna call him Devil, which is also wild as well. But nonetheless, they end up popping out and finding the robbers and capturing them. And like after they catch the cocky one, the silent one tries to be all low key about it and dip out the back door. But they was like, oh hell nah, bro. You mad quiet, but you ain't leaving out of here.
Yep.
So after they catch him, the robbers are lock, shocked, and barreled and stuff like that. They tied up. So they handled that. And in the midst of all that, OD Lady Electric pull up. OD Aftershock, as her name is. She in the middle of stealing shit.
So Devil's official name is long.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to tell to. She was trying to tell to us. Shit, way too long.
I'm like,
I mean, the way how he translated that, like the way he was saying it in dinosaur form, you knew that shit was long. So I was like,
yeah, it's terrifying fire beast who will bring about the end of all things.
Yeah. I mean, if I heard that name, I would have opened up that portal and threw his ass back in there because that don't sound like it's supposed to end well at all.
At all.
So
we just gonna call him Devil.
I don't want to be the reason why not only the LAS is gone, but probably humanity. So nonetheless, we're gonna play civil for now and just call you Devil.
Right. That's what happened, Cora?
I mean, it sounds like it. Shit. What did Naga do in Korra, man?
Right?
Shit, it's all about these evil ass pets.
But like you said, they found the goons and and Devil showed up.
Yep, they caught the goons, and then after they caught the goons, we got Aftershock to deal with now in the middle of stealing the electricity around. So Luna finally figures out her branding and shit like that. She finally figures out, she's like, you know what? Call me Moon Girl.
You know what? One part that got me cracking up in the scene where Devil has saw the food and Luna's like, no. He looked at the food. He looked at her. He looked at.
Oh yeah. Wait. The bad guy was like, yeah, go take the food. He was like, don't listen to Mama. Go take the food.
Right?
Listen to Mama.
Devil over here struggling. He was like, sweat, like
this nigga sweating bullets. He was like, oh shit.
He finally just whacked the table. And I'm like, yeah.
He was like, you know what? I fuck with you more than I fuck with that food. So, and I know you can give me more anyway. So,
and then Casey had a lot of cracking me up because the other dude was trying to get away. She's like, what the dog is trying to get away?
Facts, man. This is big snitching, but this is big snitching for the good rights.
Yep. Oh
shit. Man. So after Moon Girl has introduced herself, she's like, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is made, and they got a whole graphic and shit like that. And then here comes Casey Baba with Casey. Don't forget me.
Yeah, that's me.
OD big sign and shit like that. You see her holding her own side with Casey.
With Casey.
You're not leaving me out of this bitch.
Yes, I was like, oh man, that cracked me up.
She said, slap that crease right on that shit. She said, call the booking and change the title. It's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur with Casey, nigga.
With Casey, that's right.
Shit. So this is where we hit the midpoint of the episode, and then we pop up into it. They find out their next mission is to find wherever the hell Aftershock.
Yeah.
So in the midst of that, they help LES all throughout in the midtime from all their robbers and thieves around and shit like that. They capturing people all around and shit like that.
Yep, doing all the good work.
Yep, all the good work that leads them directly to Aftershock. So they try and find and capture Aftershock, but she gets free and attacks, and she hits Devil so hard she knocked him down with the electricity, almost tapped that boy dead to rights, kicked that dino's ass bad.
Yeah, he down. Yep, Devil down bad.
Yep. And she almost ends up killing Luna. She like, I mean, I usually don't kill kids, but I mean, this could be a start.
Yeah, she was really on that type of timing.
She was wilding. She was on that fuck them kids side all the way through.
Yep, and then we see Devil all banged up.
Yep, they end up escaping and run off before she get the chance to kill Luna, and they on recovery mode, man. They got Devil all wrapped up because he is extra fucked up after that fight.
Yeah, got all bandaged and stuff. She had to put some oil.
Yep. So Luna and Casey is contemplating this big ass loss and shit like that, and they realize they got to head off to school because it's so late and shit like that. So they end up heading to school.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all the controversy going down stuff, they talk about, because the news is going off about Moon Girl and stuff like that.
And then so Mom was talking about how they saw a girl in the Devil.
Yep, the half the family is like they trying to defend Moon Girl, but they don't mess with Dino, and they try to violate. It's like a back and forth. Some of the families for, some of the families against her and shit like that.
Yeah, Grandpa was like, Devil dragged her into it. I was like, yeah,
facts. And then in the midst of that, we cut to the scene in the school. And this is instantly when I said, yo, this is definitely an inner city school and shit like that. Because why the fuck is the gym teacher teaching science?
Oh yeah, it's definitely, yeah.
I've been there. My gym teacher had to teach French at one time when our French teacher tapped out. So shit's crazy, man. Shit's crazy. But in the midst of that, yo, so the gym teacher's trying to introduce them to their new science teacher, shit like that. And we get introduced. We see it's Miss Dillon, who is Aftershock. And bro, when I say, you think Luna's time couldn't get any worse, she saw this lady and she was like, oh fuck, not this one, and not her being the teacher. So obviously she's trying to hide her face and shit like that. But here comes the gym teacher talking about, if you ever have a problem, talk to our resident genius, Lunella. And that's when Miss Dillon saw that shit. She was like, oh, word? You in this class? All right, we're gonna see. So after this class, we're gonna talk, sis.
Right, and then of course Eduardo over here, so hating behind.
Oh, facts. Big hater, big jealous old boy trying to mess with her, shit like that. Always got that one. So they put themselves in the line of fire against each other, shit like that. They chat. They chat right after the class.
Yeah.
She talks about wanting easy access and shit like that, and they go back and forth about just the dealings of the city, and her saying that she wants to stay here because it's easier to get the juice out of the place and shit like that. She said, you ruining everything all around. She said, I don't give a shit. She said, I'm here for me, baby. And if you worried about anything else, I go over to your family. I kill them all. Damn.
For real. Did here come in water again? Like,
they said, get the fuck out, man. For real.
Yeah. And water was like, yeah.
In the midst of this flash thing that looks around the school and shit like that, did you peep the Naruto cameo?
Yes, I did.
There was 2 kids. I think there was 2 or 3 kids. One was dressed like Naruto. One was dressed like Sasuke. I don't know if there was a Sakura in there, but I definitely remember seeing Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what happens when you collab nerd life all around.
Yeah.
But yeah, she so Aftershock ends up threatening her and shit like that. She tells about her so Lunella, after dealing with that, she goes to Casey and stuff like that, and she talks to her and the whole team, and she's like, she wants to quit this dealings and shit like that. Luna's just worried because now that the chick is up in her school after mollywhopping her, she kind of getting frightful and shit.
And you was right, there wasn't Sakura there.
There's what? There's no Sakura in there?
There was.
Damn. Oh, there was? Oh, okay. I was about to say, they don't give no respect to Team 7?
Team 7 was fully represented.
All right, hear that. So Luna and Casey starts to have a falling out because she don't think she up for this. She's like, damn, I should have left this for the professionals and shit like that. I'm getting stressed out by my job and shit like that. And Casey was like, nah, you can't give up. The people in the LES need you and shit like that. And she's like, nah, bro, I can't do this shit. And Casey's like, well, I guess you weren't the person that I thought you was. So that friendship already dissolving after this first episode.
Yeah. But Casey's trying to, get her back. But he's like, look at that, we all beat up.
Yeah, she was like, man, I'm worried about that. So like after Casey goes off in a huff and stuff like that, she ends up opening up the portal. She says she got just enough juice to send him back on a one-way ticket. So once he goes out, he never coming back, and that's the end of that. And she tries to get him to leave and stuff like that.
He's like, nope.
And he won't do the cube and stuff like that. She skates sadly, like she trying to push him through the portal. She said, "Go out, you ugly man monster! I don't want to see you no more." She violated, and Dino just slowly walked over there, like, went to the portal, and she was like, "Damn." She was so sad about it, riding through the city. Yeah. Like it's not the same vibes as earlier. No sunshines and rainbows, and she's skating through, but she's sad. It's a dark town.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, just got me ready to feel. I'm like, man.
Casey even notices her time in school, and she sees that she's in like rough shape.
They try to give her the Rubik's Cube. She's like,
yeah. And the worst case scenario happened. An A for sale sign is placed around all the places around in the city. And what's even worse is now there's one placed right in front of the rink.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, man. Damn, son. Now she knows she about to move to Jersey. Yep. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect to Jersey, man. That's for sure. Shit.
So then at this point, she's talking to her grandma, explaining like, man, I'll be able to fix this.
And grandma gonna come in clutch. She talk to her and help her ease her mind and stuff.
Saying, listen, you the smartest by themselves.
Yeah, you need that team.
Got her all motivated again.
Yep. So Casey, Luna goes to find Casey. Casey goes to find Luna, and they connect back together and stuff like that. Apologizing for the falling out and kind of understanding each side of the point and stuff like that. Yeah. Casey is ready to get back out of here, bro. Did you hear that joke that they made? They was like, "What if you can't handle this?" And they said we get canceled in the first episode.
Yep, breaking
the
wall.
Yes, that's the meta I like to hear. Now I love that they put that shit in the first episode. It was like, what happens if we can't defeat this enemy here? We get canceled after the first episode. What?
Yeah, I was like,
that was so great and so subtle because there wasn't like any point in this show so far where like Luna was like looking at the camera and nothing like that.
Nothing.
So this legit just dropped. You was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, we know y'all watching.
Oh, great shit.
Good stuff.
So they move forward, and Aftershock is drained after dealing with the school, and everybody there was like, all the other teachers like, oh yeah, this is how I looked after my first week of dealing with them kids.
Yo, and she looked
fucking out of like whatever the hell she was doing throughout the city of fighting anybody. She was fucked up dealing with these ragamuffins.
Yeah, look the hot mess.
Toe up. She got some gum in her hair, some shit like that. Like, bro, She was like, damn, is this shit worth it?
Oh man, I was like, what did they put her through? Oh man,
hell in a handbasket shit. These are them teenagers with attitude for sure. Someone call Casper.
Yeah, now we got Moon Girl running around the city.
Yup, she talking to the people in the area, and they see her and stuff like that. She's trying to, make her name known out there and stuff like that. And then Aftershock, she ends up going 1-on-1. So Aftershock is out here battling Moon Girl, but she got a plan.
Yeah, but at point she got caught in the act over there stealing the juice from the bike.
City bikes. She got grabbed up, and she was just about to get fucked up off that shit. Right until old boy Devil Dino has returned.
Yeah, he's like, I'm back.
Yeah, he cared for her and stuff like that. It was mad sweet.
Yeah, I'm back.
Gotta love it, man. Dino said, I ain't letting these portals stop nothing. I'm here for my girl and my dinner.
Yeah.
He said that. He said, I can't give up that pie. Whoever the fuck made that pie, I'm coming back to your world. They don't got pie like that in my world.
Right. He got back to his world like we got back from Japan. Like,
Oh, facts. No. What happened was when he came to this world, it was the Japan 7-Eleven. When he went back to his world, it was the American 7-Eleven. He said, I
can't do it.
He saw the convenience store. He said, I don't see no melon band. I don't see no bread. I don't see no karaage chicken. I don't see no hats. I don't see no ice creams. I don't see nothing. All I see is expired pizza and chicken wing. All this bullshit that y'all got out here without no plastic. I'm tired. Going over there.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't got no dog. I ain't got no pies. Now where that portal at?
He said, open that motherfucker back up. I'm going there. I'm saving my little black girl.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't staying here. I'm out.
So they go back in, and then Aftershock gets back up, and they ready for round 2. And this round 2 is a staple element to this show that is really nice, and I love this part. They start to play music, and that's when the animation go crazy.
Yeah,
they get mixed up in this shit, and this shit gets interesting. Like the song starts playing, and they dealing with that shit while they battling out with her and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was like, I'm loving this whole part going on.
Oh, facts. It's
colors is popping.
Go through.
Her mom calls.
Yeah, her mom calls in the middle of the battle. She like, yeah, I can answer you. I gotta handle something though.
She's like, I joined a sports club. Her friend's like, she joined a sports club.
Yeah, whatever that is. So she ends up running off, and then she ends up all the way towards her family. She runs into her family, and they defend her against Aftershock.
Yeah. And eventually, Grandma figures it out.
Yep. She maneuvered it, and then the town ends up working together to lift a flagpole, and they was like, yo, that's a perfect conduit. She's like, yo, she figuring this shit together. She was like, if she gonna steal from our area, she gonna give back to the area right now. So they end up having her charge the flagpole, hit that with Aftershock, so they absorb the power back and send it back into the city.
Yeah,
and give everyone that power back.
Yeah, like I said, I was just cracking up how Grandma peeped it. She's like, oh, it's you, okay.
Mm-hmm. Grandma's the only one that peeped it. Yep, Grandma the only one that peeped it. So the energy goes back into the city, and it's got to be like I think there's got to be something within the writing when they said that they getting their power back, and it feels like a double sense of it.
It probably is.
Yeah, from the people getting their power back and literally getting their power back from the villains and shit like that. That got stolen, uprooted and shit like that. Because the next scene is when Luna goes through the city and stuff like that. We see that the closed niche spot is now reopened. Mm-hmm. They got that power back, and it looks like it handled, and they can start making their money back again, which is nice to see. So nobody got to move to Jersey.
No disrespect to Jersey.
And that ends the first episode. And then the ending theme, I said, is a bumper vibe.
It is.
Yep. So, co-host, what is your first impression on this show after the first episode?
Oh, I fell in love with this show. I was like, at first I was like, I wasn't sure, but as the show went on, I was like, yeah, I'm here for this.
Yeah,
I'm here
man.
for this. I'm here for it.
Bro, when I tell you, I've been trying to sell this show since the first episode dropped, and they said this shit was coming in. So in retrospect, one of the first comics I ever read online was when they dropped like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, because it's a concept that was like, oh, a little black girl has a pet dinosaur, and they just superheroes and doing shit. Like, she's just brilliant, like Riri Williams, and she just doing shit out here, and that just sounded cool to me, especially a little black girl and shit like that. So when they said they was doing a TV show for Marvel, I was like, oh yeah, I'm dead excited for this shit. And then I saw like the first couple episodes they had. I was like, this shit is a jam. They have the black producers all working on this shit. I know this shit was for the culture. Everything came smack dab together. I was like, yo, this shit is working. So anybody I could tell about this show, I would try to sell this show off the top, because I'm like, yo, y'all might think some ways about it, but I think this shit is a hit. So I'm happy like you had the exact kind of impression that I would expect that came into it, and you watched it and you was like, nah, this is the shit. And I was like, yeah, man. Because I said my first impression, like going back into it, I said, this show is indeed black girl representing. I like the use of the representation of the city with the music as well. That pops this show as well. Def recommended for the kiddos. Maybe we'll continue. Personally, folks, funny on the show. Like, it's great, man. It's great.
Listen, this gave me vibes of one of my favorites I watched as a kid, Way Back, a Dinosaur Story.
Yes, indeed.
So this one, I'm here. I'm here.
Big vibes. And on that note, let's get into episode 2, The Burrow Bully. Which, by the way, shout outs to the titles of these episodes too. The Burrow Bully sounds something right up our alley.
Yep.
Shit, man. So yeah, we got the opening starts, and now we have the official opening now. Yeah, they add the song from the last episode, just the shorter version, and it's super popping, man. Black girl magic. Yep. Don't you know, baby? That's what, man. Shit's fire, man.
Yo, the little dodgeball scene had me cracking up.
Man, listen.
The intro. Oh, man.
It is phenomenal. And it also harkens back to when we had them TV shows that actually had Defiant themes. Because nowadays you only get like 10-second snippets of themes and shit like that. We just move forward. Now these are the kind of slappers that you want, man.
Yep, our themes about.
Yep. So we enter the city. The city's alive with people and stuff like that. We got superheroes working all around. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, they doing their maneuvers, they doing their due diligence, and we cut right into them fighting a creature known as Devos.
Yep.
And Casey taking them flicks.
Yeah, Moon Girl fighting. Yo, Devil's like, dude, you gotta chill out. He's like, Devil's like, I ain't got no time for medicine. Straw.
Yo, Devos out here stomping all over my guy's stuff, man. He was trying to maneuver out there, but they was just stomping all over his little booth.
Oh yeah, he definitely was the Mike Cabbages of this episode.
Oh, facts. Violated the shit out of it. Even I think his fit kind of looked like the Mike Cabbages nigga.
Yeah. Yo, so was tight.
I mean, the mere fact that we had a Naruto cameo, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised now.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
So they out here. So they end up dropping Devos, and he waving the white flag in surrender.
Yep, they beat him. Boy stand is all destroyed.
Yeah, so they beat up Devos, and then we smash cut to Luna and Casey at the deli by Ahmad's. They trying to get a sandwich.
As they should.
As they should. They getting a sandwich either from Aqua Poppy. They chose Ak. They got the good sandwich. He talking about the video out here, man. He hyping up. He like, yo, Moon Girl out here doing her business, and these videos is popping out here. And they do the one thing that always they said as a content creator, you gotta stay clear of this. And they check out the videos, and the videos is full of them good comments until Moon Girl starts to see some of them bad comments.
Talking about her forehead.
Yeah, they say she got that 5 head, and she said, I ain't gonna let that shit bother her. And then that shit starts to bother her, and she ends up.
All night she thinking about it. She's like, yeah.
Yep. And she thinks about it so much that she's like, nah, I got a response for this. So she's trying to answer the haters with her own video.
Yeah, and then she get oh my goodness.
Yo, after she dropped the video on her haters and shit like that, and that video was dumb long. That shit had Dino. Dino was excited to make the video. By the time she was finished, Dino done slept 3 times over.
Yeah, Dino was like,
she said, is that enough? He was like, yeah, man, what the fuck?
He gave he like thumbs up, and he
like, let's move on, and I'm hungry. So right after she posted that, folks doubled down on her with her big ass head.
Son made a whole remix of it.
Facts, man. Luna takes this shit as war. She on her Daffy Duck shit.
Yo,
she said,
real.
this means war.
Yeah.
So she out here on a comment war, losing it slowly. And then in the midst of all that shit, Dino gets some shots as well. They violate him on his tiny arms.
Yo, that scene had cracking up. She was like, she going in back and forth with him.
She was like, Dino, you want to answer back to your haters? And this nigga can't reach because he got tiny arms.
Yo, right? Because Dino was like, no, we gonna play frisbee, and she's like, that ain't no time to be playing frisbee. Mm-hmm. She's like, she's like, look, you caught it straight too. He was like,
he said, what the
fuck?
Word? He said, hold up, hand me that shit. Can reach that shit for nothing.
Right.
And then Casey see all the business going down, and she like, all right, y'all wilding too much on this site. So she changed the password. She said, I'm locking both of y'all niggas out.
Yep. Yeah, that.
So she ends up going to the rink and shit like that. And here come mom on the DJ booth. She said, yo, I got this new song that is sweeping the nation. And she plays the fucking diss track, and it's going off in the club.
Yo, is this how Drake feels?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Every single, all the different versions that they got, they like, not like us. Yeah, hell yeah. 100%.
Woo.
100%. 100%. What the hell? So she moves on to go talk to grandma, and grandma like, yo, this is why I don't got no social media or nothing like that. I'm chilling like that. It's all good. No pressure off of that. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta make sure you move with the punches, and you'll be just fine. You don't have to deal with none of that shit. And the second Lunella, she walk away and stuff like that, the grandma's like, yo, so I'm gonna check out what the comments say about my food. And we see grandma catching some strays too. She's like, what you saying about my food?
She's like, what you mean? She's like, my wings are not overseasoned. I was like,
she was already tapping away, man. She it runs in the family now. She lost in the sauce.
Yeah, grandma was hot.
She was like, nah, I'm here for this. So in the midst of that, Moon Girl said, fuck that, yo, I'm trying to find my troll. So she go out here, she going to chase to find where the hell the actual troll is, and she finds out that it's this nigga Siphonator online is an actual troll. She was like, what the fuck?
Yep, a literal troll.
Yeah, with a whole octopus leg. He looked like male Ursula from
from
Little Mermaid. Just he looked like a mix between one of them nerd niggas, the what is it, sea bass from SpongeBob, Ursula,
yes.
And that nigga that had the cooties on the Pop-Up Girls.
Oh my goodness.
All mixed in one nerdy ass incel nigga. Like all in one. And in the midst of that, she tries to fight him, and he violates her about her head more.
Yeah. And at this point, she just whooping on him and punching him.
And in the midst of this shit, Casey is watching her show that she said she had to go watch, and she was like, it's in the finale, and it's the rare moment where they about to reveal something serious. Her family all matched up and shit like that. They sitting down to watch the TV. They locked in, and the biggest thing is about to be revealed, and then bam, the news is talking about Moon Girl fighting the troll on the bridge and shit like that. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did I tell that girl about that shit? Now she ruining my TV shows.
Yeah. Casey's like, you did it.
Shit. So they find out that the troll is actually part symbiote, which what the fuck? So they dealing with some venom creature out here.
Yeah, I was like,
and they realized that the weakness to the symbiote is the weakness to sound, which is true. And they was like, yo, they got to hit the maneuver on the symbiote. So the venom attacks more and attacks back after they use the sound on it. This nigga starts to grow more in power, and the troll starts to get the idea to start attacking the bridge.
Yep, from Moon Girl. It's like, yeah.
So Casey pulls up, and she angry at Moon Girl for not listening to her. She was like, so I guess I understand how you got into the situation. She was like, you're not gonna understand. She was like, oh, so you just fighting a troll here after not listening to me, after I told you not to, and you out here literally feeding the trolls all this energy. She was like, all right, you know what's going on.
Yeah, she's like, why are you starting all this?
And you know, Casey, she got the supplies to free her.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah.
So in the midst of this, the troll trying to collapse the bridge and shit like that, and she was like, she was like, yo, you gotta make sure you don't feed the trolls, man. You gotta give you can't give that energy back to the haters. If you ignore them, they start to lose their power on that shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right, Gucci. So she's ready for round 2, and they go right into round 2 where his comments start to not work as much. They start to realize he gets weaker, not by giving the energy to the troll, starts to starve out the troll. And that's when we get our signature music starts to play.
Yeah.
And she masters the troll by being truly unbothered. Yeah, they start going off on the rap off and stuff like that. He starts to send out the shots towards her, and she was like, yo, I love my head, and I love my brain, and I love my hair. Thank you for the compliment. And he's like, no, you're supposed to hate that shit.
All positivity.
Yeah, so he starts to get weaker and weaker, all the way to the point that he falls completely off the bridge.
Yep.
And then he gets caught, and the symbiote runs off and tries to escape them, and they finds out that it's just the kid that they was destroying the booth earlier.
Yeah.
He was jealous of Moon Girl. The kid's name is Angelo. he was jealous of Moon Girl and all the attention and shit like that, and actually like ended up ruining his booth and shit like that. And his jealousy just festered even more when the symbiote take over, and it just amplified everything 10 times worse.
Yep.
So Cypher Ninja grabbed him up, and Angelo gives credit to Moon Girl, and he apologized.
Yep.
So Moon Girl is like, yo, I see where you're coming from and stuff like that, and she gives him a kind of a low-key position on the team and stuff like that. He hyped to be working with Moon Girl down the line. He promises to work with her and stuff like that. And then they do their new viral dance where they shrug away the trolls.
Yeah, that would crack me up. Is at this point they see her grandma's like Skippy on the nacho. She's like, oh yeah, I'll ask for grease. I had a kid, I whoop you and just close the laptop.
Skippy on the nachos. All right, I got your Skip. You can skimp that ass back to this roller rink so I can open up this can on your ass.
Yeah, but they're like, look, we're gonna teach you a new dance, and then they show her dancing along with the stuff.
I like the ending credits where they do the shrug it off with the grandma. That shit was pretty tough too. That shit was linked up.
Yeah, that cool. I was like, okay, all right.
That was good. So that closes off the episode. So co-host, what was your final impression on this episode 2 and the show so far in general?
Oh, episode 1 had got me. Episode 2 definitely reeled me in. Yeah, it definitely reeled me in.
Yeah, man. I said handling trolls sounds personal to the show, and comments they really be dealing with, because anything that has anything to do with a black superhero, especially like black girl superhero and stuff like that, trying to market it off, especially being a Marvel and stuff like that. Fanboys come alike. So this episode found its way to like tackle the controversy like right off the bat, because people gonna be complaining about everything under the side, and they was telling them little girls that they gotta shove off them trolls. So I said that them handling them trolls was a personal maneuver to that, and comments they really dealing with it, but the way they tackle it with the universe, with the build, the music and the dance, very cultured, and the show is fun. The show is just fun in general. Continued recommendation of anybody who would step forward into the show, same way, but Def would continue for more fun. So it definitely gets 2 thumbs up from us for this series for sure.
I enjoyed the series so much. It was one more point that had me cracking up, is the point that her cassette player that she tricks out with her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That running joke where they was like, I don't even know what the hell this is for.
Right, and then they was like, and one of the guys said, "Oh,
I think it was the gym teacher."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, there's a fire cassette place." Like, oh, that's what these does.
It was little bits. It wasn't just that. It was between that. It was between that where he mentioned the cassette player that plays music, and that's when it kicked off this whole musical style in the show, which actually links that together. So that's cool on that front. Yeah. And now anytime the show opens, that cassette player plays and stuff like that. So that goes with the whole theme of the show. That works out as well. But I thought it was funny as well when they found out that Aftershock was the teacher, and all the teachers that was caught up in the business, they was like, oh shit, of course I hired a villain to be the fucking new science teacher. Now we gotta go back to the drawing board and find another damn science teacher.
Just he was like, oh man, I gotta teach science again.
Yeah, like man. Instead of being in the gym.
Oh,
come on, man. Nah, the show has so many little parts and little jokes and shit like that you can miss all together, but like overall, that shit is hilarious.
It's just so many parts that you can relate to as a kid growing up in New York. That is so funny.
Kid in New York, just family times, just a whole bunch of shit in general and stuff like that. That shit is great. Definitely recommend for all ages, all kinds of people, all people that want to enjoy all things in general. And it ties in some Marvel stuff that's really well done and shit like that. So definitely super recommendations.
Yeah, like I said, this is funny. Any kid that grew up in New York in the 90s was recognized. So many little inside jokes that are in here.
Facts for sure. Facts for sure, man. But yeah, we gonna close up that book on Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and we go over into preview section. So, co-hosts, so for our next review episode, whenever we get around to it, I said since we did amalgamation of things, kind of last set, so I said we are getting back into some down with some BMP, Black Morpher Power on the Sentai stuff, and since we are hitting up our Sentai list, I said since we've done Zoo Ranger, I said it's time for us to take it all the way back. I said, since we are a Power Ranger / Sentai podcast in general, I said it's time for us to figure out some origin. We are going way, way back to the very first ever Sentai series. We're gonna do Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, the very first Sentai series, the one that kicked us all off. And we're gonna find out when the hell that origin started. I think that one was all the way back, maybe in the 70s. So we're gonna tackle episode 1 and 2 and see what the hell that looks like.
Yeah, I remember looking at bits and pieces of this, and
be something for sure. Taking something in the 70s and that shit. I mean, we was doing Zoo Ranger and that was wacky. So imagine it going all the way back to the original should be interesting as fuck.
Yeah, you're definitely talking about the 70s.
That indeed. So on that note, we gotta bring over our third side member, a little person that loves to have his little hot takes on the podcast. He's showing up for his time. He's reclaiming his time and ready for his hot scene.
Okay.
Get him up and let's see what he's doing this week. All right, guys, you know what it is. It's Jordan time in the business. It's time to do my Jordan hot takes of this week. Well, this week I got some beef on a blue fuzz bucket that I want to call out right now. The one named Grover / Super Grover. I want to call out that blue fuzz bucket going around with all that energy moving in the sky with that bargain bin cape. He calls Super like, come on, put the blanket down and stop playing make-believe and be that rug you always meant to be.
So, it's like you got some beef with the Muppet.
I got beef with a whole bunch of people, but for now, I'm sticking directly with Muppet indeed.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like there's some problems here. What happened? Did Miss Piggy curb you or something back in the day? What's up?
Well, when I get around to her, maybe I got some things to say. Maybe it's something to really tell. You never know.
Right, was Kermit the Ops or something? Because I'm like, what's going on?
Well, I told you what's wrong with Kermit and his work style, so that's just his business with that.
All right, we go. Woo! Oh my God. You got anything else you want to get off your chest?
Nah, I save more for next week, so I'll be back. Jordan, hot takes out.
All right, Jordan. Ooh, my good.
Damn, son. Like I said every week, man, you never know what Jordan gonna pop out with. You never know what he gonna deal with, who he gonna come in. This week is Grover, man, and he told him to be the rug that he always should be. Damn, that's some violation on another level, man.
I tell you, this is some old school beef.
I know, man. I don't know. I don't know. He be chilling over here, but I don't know what Jordan be on sometimes. You never know what he could pop out, who he gonna talk about next, man. He was violating Kermit. He violated Elmo. Shit, who know? Big Bird can catch it next week.
That's it. Everybody catching strays on Sesame Street. I don't know what's going on.
You never know. Maybe he on the other street and he ain't fuck with the Sesame.
I don't know.
Maybe he on General South Street. Who knows? Listen,
I don't know, bro. It's definitely a story there.
There's some story there. Maybe one day we'll get Jordan's story about it. Why he got the beef with all these people. But hey, man, we'll see when he pop up on the next time. But yeah, so that clears us up. And on that point, we got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Blerd By Nature, Twitter /X at Blerd By Nature, nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yes. And we are available on all podcast platforms all around. We are still working on the backlog. The backlog will be moseying on. We will get stuff out here post haste.
Yes.
We are coming all together well. And yeah, we are maneuvering. Check out all our episodes. Keep fresh with all our stuff, and we will keep y'all updated indeed. So, co-hosts, any final notes to this final episode we got in Black History Month? Any final notes before I hit the outro?
We are blackity black, and Moon Girl saved the day, so we don't have to move to Jersey.
No disrespect, man. To Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey at all, but we are always blackity black. We are black now. We'll be black in March. We will be black forever. We will always keep it real. Indeed. Yep. So thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And this is the man.
Yes, and this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Till next time. Peace.
Black Power, stand strong.